everybody, how you doing? It's Tuesday night. It's still Labor Day weekend this weekend. Let's get some mixes in ahead of time, but this is going to be a fun one because it's still kind of loose. Because Labor Day is probably one of the loosest holidays. It's kind of like just a family get together, so you can mix something either reminds you of your family, if you want to play along, or a labor of love recipe, or something you worked on before, so you put work into it, which is what Labor Day is all about. All those kind of things. So that said, and some people were talking earlier about fruit salads, and there's all kinds of variations of that for like a kind of a get together, just for fun. But it's gonna be a fun night. But that said, so if anyone wants to mix wrong, hashtag AAFL, and I'll get those recipes up. But we have Dave here joining me again tonight. Thank you, Dave, for being here. We're gonna do some mixing night. I am going to do some remixing of some stuff. I'm gonna probably play with a couple of different things, like maybe some of the new medicine flowers. Had a couple of thoughts on some old recipes I would like to try the caramelized sugar with, different things like that. So, some of these new flavors come out. Speaking of, tonight, just before the show, caramelized sugar, cantaloupe, and honeydew raws are dropping tonight. So if you guys want some of those raws, which I didn't even know until just before the show myself that these three are dropping. The caramelized sugar makes sense. It's a little bit light, but still got great flavor. So a raw version of this is going to be, it's going to take it above, like, how cinnamon sugar is kind of, even that's a little light. It's going to take it above that, I think, with a raw version. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. It's one of the reasons why I want to play the caramelized sugar now, even more now, is because the caramelized sugar is going to be, with a raw version coming, it's going to make it delicious. And yes, let's start getting excited for butter rum. Swaggy and I talked last night quite a while about it because I'm like, butter rum, yes. That's just one of those flavors. It reminds me of I always just get the butter rum. Like, do you have, Dave, around there the Italian ice? Like the ones they actually make with just ice, like at the different shops?
Yeah. I mean, we'd have that
Yeah.
gelato, everything.
The butter
Uh,
rum one's my favorite, my absolute favorite. Yeah, it's similar to gelato anyway, butter rum,
yeah.
the Italian ices. And let me say hello to some people here in chat. I see Bob's here early. Of course, Bob's. How you doing, Bob? Lady Liberty, Kerplop. We've got Mallory Gates is here. Good to see you, Mallory. We got Dave in chat. Rocky Tooney. Yep. Rocky, I'm going to play. I know I'm playing with that dark chocolate tonight. I just got to. Or the blueberry. I'm not sure. I'm thinking dark chocolate. I'm waiting until I order this weekend because I am missing a couple flavors. Actually, I'm missing one. I'm going to have to sub no matter what, that the chef's one. But I'm going to make your chocolate taco because that just sounds really good. But the others the other flavor I'm missing, I can just pick up with my order from Bowl City this weekend. And Rocky and Bob are going at it. But yeah, it's good to see everybody here. It is a light weekend, light week. We do have holiday stuff going on. I am pretty sure that Addie's already either on his vacation with his RV or or camping or whatever. And if he's not on it, he's getting ready for it. Some other people on vacation. Have a safe holiday. Have a good time. Enjoy it. It's beautiful weather for this time of year. It might be warm, but pretty gorgeous for this time of year because we've had some Septembers that have been either all rain or already getting cold. And we are September, 2 days. Dave's a pretty much. He's always going to have an invite. I mean, we're going to start doing that. Probably put out some more invites here. I know Sam and Daniel already could be on if they can get to the computer. But we're going to have a little bit of fun and enjoy ourselves and mix. And is anybody, I always want to ask chat, is there anybody that has like a recipe? Because this is a Labor Day week. I thought another thing I might do, and I got extra bottles ready for just in case. Has anybody been trying to really either hunt down a recipe or get a recipe right or something like that, or a profile? And I haven't been able to do it. It's been kind of something you've been playing with, but need a little bit of help, or would like a different type or a different version from someone else, because I can always mix something like that. I don't know if Dave's willing to do that or not, but I'm definitely on board with doing something like that if anyone wants a mix. something that they've been just trying to get, labor of love kind of situation. I say that a lot, but it's kind of like, I don't know, work of love. Yeah, I mean, did you still enjoying that one, Mallory? The one I made for you out of your stash? I hope so.
I made an
Yeah, Doug.
all, sorry, I made an
Okay.
all VSO rum raisin custard. It's been steeping for a while. It's pretty good. I think maybe have a look at it. It's in ELR,
Yep.
and
I'll
let
get
me know
that.
what you think.
Yeah. We get this so that everything's lined up, and then we can do the screen share when it comes time. This thing here is, like I said, this new video card does have a place for a third monitor. There's just not room for it on this desk. So that is something going to be coming soon. Is we're going to have a little bit more efficient of a situation for streaming. So the whole game has been this whole time is just try to make it better for everybody. So you said, okay, we'll just look at David Wood.
I could read it off to you and then while you're hunting
Yeah,
it.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, rum raisin custard. So VSO brown sugar 1%, VSO custard 3%, VSO raisin 0.75%, VSO rum 3%, and VSO sweet 0.6%. I think the rum might be a little on the harsh side, but then again, I'm not a drinker, so
Swaggy's
I'm
rum
not
definitely has a
100%.
flavor. Swaggy's rum does have flavor to it. Now, which one is that called?
Rum
What?
raisin custard, August 17th.
Huh. Weird, I'm not seeing it, but hold on. I'll just look up rum raisin custard. Oh, right there it is. You just put in rum raisin and it shows up. Okay, we're all set there, and I'll share this. So we have rum raisin custard, and this looks like, yeah, looks like it's the brown sugar is a really good choice. That's also going to add to your darkness of your rum, a little bit of your bite to your rum that makes it taste a little stronger, and so does a raisin. So it's going to have this. I mean, this would probably almost be. This might be Larry approved. You're going to taste that rum. But it's not going to. I don't know. He'd probably tell you to move it up to 4 or 5. Larry would. But I mean, that does look good. How's the custard coming through? You getting the custard notes coming through?
And not a lot. But then again, my taste buds. That rum to me hits hard. If I was going to do this again, I might drop it to 2%. But then, like you say, Larry or anyone else might up it to 4 or 5. I don't know.
You can also bump that custard up some too, or add a cream. But when you're going with this, you are going against a lot of dark flavors because all three of those are dark. You got dark brown sugar's
Yeah,
a dark flavor. You got the raisins a dark flavor, rum. So lighting that custard could easily get lost. That's what we might be dealing with.
maybe.
Although that's going to give it a smoother. The custard will give it a nice smoothness.
I don't
You
know if
could,
you've ever had Christmas puddings, and the
right?
sauce they put on a Christmas pudding is very much like this.
Yep. And you can actually take that custard and you can go up to 5-6% with it easy and without any issues. His custard works well with that. I've tried it. Against something that dark, it might be a way to go.
Okay.
But I imagine it's still good. It's just going to be very rum and dark
It's good.
forward.
It's good. But I think I will bump up the custard next time.
Oh, Rocky's got something good here. Okay, just gonna look these up. AAFL first, but let's see. I see Rocky's got that. Hey, your chocolate milk is that? Did you mix that today?
Yeah.
Yesterday, but yeah.
Well, yesterday, yeah. Let me find it.
Still gotta laugh at Meter's recipe showing up in the list. I have nipples. Can you milk me, Greg? That's all I
Okay.
can think of.
Cherry iced tea.
And I'll check ATF as well and
Warmer.
VC. But let's do
Grape.
this. Let's see what Rocky's got here. Rocky Road Toffee. Now this is yes, this sounds good already. Just s'mores crack. Oh yeah, we talked about that the other day. The s'mores. You were going to work on this. Dessert chocolate SSA at 0.4%. Double chocolate V2 cap at 0.8. English toffee VSO at 2.5. Graham cracker flavora at 1. Marshmallow gooey wonder flavors at 1. Milky caramel fudge at 0.4. You guys were right. That is definitely a good pickup for me. Sugar pie from Wonder Flavors at 1.5, and toasted marshmallow TPA at 0.5. See, I'm kind of putting it together in my head and feeling this, like the marshmallow gooey and the toasted marshmallow, good choice. The graham cracker and sugar pie are going to work off each other, and the other dark notes in there are going to be good for like that campfirey kind of. That sugar pie has almost got like a. It's not quite truly smoky, but it's definitely got that cooked, toasted no. English toffee, that stuff is delicious. Double chocolate and 2 dessert. Yeah, this is rocky. That looks really, really good. And here we got a picture and some description here. I see Hershey's chocolate on top. That's a good sign. Inspired by summer nights spent by the campfire and the sweet memories of toasted marshmallow and melted chocolate. Between crispy graham crackers. But Rocky's not big on graham cracker, so s'mores have always been a tough profile. So this is not your typical s'more. I took it a bit farther and piled a gooey goodness on top of a delicious toffee bark. For chocolate base, I borrowed from Elva Perino's raisin recipe, cut in half. There's a link to that, so if you get this, and I'll put this in the link in chat if Rocky hasn't already. Which is phenomenal, by the way. So yeah, this sounds good. Actually, it's kind of interesting. A toffee bark. Now, toffee bark is basically almost like a peanut brittle. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Let's look back here. The only question I got is with the toffee bark. Okay, you added the graham cracker to it to give it the texture. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Rocky, that looks really good. I'm missing ingredients. What am I missing? Because that sounds. I'm thinking it's the graham cracker flavor. Yes, I am missing that. Do I have dessert chocolate? No. That's one of the chocolate. I have chocolates by SSA, but apparently I don't have the dessert chocolate. So those are the two I'm missing. Now, we could always go with the dark chocolate in there instead. It's right there. Hey, Paul. Good to see you. Michael. Good to see you as well. There's Swaggy. Swaggy's in chat. Like I said, get that the caramel, the cantaloupe, and the honeydew raws tonight. That just sounds like the melons in a raw form sounds like a great idea. I mean, melon mixes. I just made that watermelon one the other day. It's delicious. Melons just that I know so many people that just that's their ADV. Like commercial liquid lines, that's what they do, and a raw version would make that really easy.
Yeah, I used some raws last night to mix up a few things.
It does. You got to be a little bit more careful to try and balance flavors, but it is nice to put just a couple drops in or a little tiny bit in and have it just right there. And that caramelized sugar in a raw form is going to be good.
You see, Monkey on Juice posted his Kinder Bueno.
Yeah, I'm seeing some Kinder Buenos. By the way, that's another thing. Kinder Bueno is closing on the 31st, which is tomorrow, right? Is it tomorrow the 31st? Yeah, tomorrow's the 31st. Yep. Tomorrow night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to cut it off so I can start getting all the flavors and pick them up. Any of those odd flavors that are sticking out there, I'll start mixing the ones I have everything for, which there are quite a few. And Sam, don't burn yourself. I'm never live. I'm Memorex. There goes a laugh in the background. Yeah. And I don't know. I just, some of these, I mean, I got another announcement from Swaggy. I don't know if I'm going to say it because if it's going to happen, he said it's going to happen. It looks like, with the new releases, he said that the raws are going to be released with the new flavors as they're released, so you have two different versions available from this point forward, which is amazing because it's a lot easier to keep track of, and it's also going to be easier. You know, you have a choice. You have an option. That's okay, Sam. You live in mine too. Is it live or is it Memorex? And you got the guy sitting in a chair. Remember those commercials, Dave?
Oh yeah, I used to. Didn't Ella Fitzgerald do a version too? Remember
Yeah,
that one?
I think a few of them did a different version of that. Okay,
So I'm.
Rocky, what I need you to do here is not just the vape, but I need you to make this Rocky Road s'mores thing, and I need you to try it with a real toffee and let me know how it turns out. And if you mail me some of that, I'll eat it. And I can't. That's too many carbs. That's all carbs. But man, that sounds good.
Hey, Tim, did you ever try that pan stack after it's steeped?
It's over there. I'm going to be trying it tonight. That's one of the things. You'll be here when I try it. You'll get a feedback on it.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want to pre-feedback it too much anyway before the show because that's the whole point. But
Okay.
you'll get some feedback before the show. They'll be like, "Don't, no, no, no." Actually, it's gonna be fine. Use Swaggy's
Well,
bacon, and that's actually it's something. But I use the V2 bacon, so I don't know. We've decided we didn't know which one you had
no, I
when
have
you made it, so it
no clue.
might not be exactly the same taste as yours, but it would be the what someone would get now.
But like I said, very pancake forward. I'm kind of disappointed. Because I wanted the bacon, and I don't
Mm.
get the bacon. But that just might be me. I might be bacon blind.
You might need to add like something like something with a little bit of a fatty like note to it to bring out a little bit more. But that's something you did with the V2. I might get more bacon than you did
Okay.
when you adapted the recipe a little bit to make it a little bit more bacon forward. Although the original was such a good smoke note, he should release that as a smoke. That hickory note is just so nice. Not overpowering like every other smoke flavor I've tried is like in your face liquid smoke flavor. And that's just nasty.
Little shits ran away with my strawberry milk.
The
These
strawberry milk
kittens are.
flavor.
Yeah. No, my I mixed up an e-juice of strawberry milk. Now I don't know where it went to. Little
I see
shits.
something from Bob here in chat. Let's grab that and throw this up. Oh god. Bob, why can I actually see you doing this too? That's the worst part. I eat my pudding cups with no spoon. Good one, Bob. Bilberry FA, zero point 0.5. Blueberry medicine flower at 0.4. Blueberry VSO at 2.5. Caramelized sugar, 1. Fluffy white cake wonder flavors at 2.25. Sweet VSO at 0.25. And vanilla pudding flavor at 1.2. Yum.
Yeah, it looks good.
It does. Blueberry pudding mix. I mix for the show. It's ooh. I'm curious. Is that caramelized sugar in there? Yeah, really interesting, but I imagine very tasty. Now that I know what that is, like the blueberry, it does make me kind of get a little bit better idea what it's going to taste like. And vanilla pudding would actually be perfect to kind of cream it up. That is a flavor that if you don't have vanilla pudding, I mean, some people obviously might not like it, but I would be very surprised to know which one's this. Dave's? Oh, this. Oh, she's got yours on here. It's
Which
stacked.
one? A stack?
The banana coconut cream
Oh no,
custard.
this is a banana coconut cream.
Does she like it? I like it. I think it's good. I have it right here in
Nah, it's
a profile.
gross. I'm just kidding. It's really good. Can I have my mod back?
No, hand me the juice. I'm good.
No, fuck you.
That's actually really good, Dave. Nice job. I'm getting almost like a banana cream pie vibe out of that.
Yeah.
Like closer than most of them. Most of the ones I've tried. I've tried a few different people's recipes on banana cream pie, and it's usually missing that. That layer kind of between
Yeah.
the cream and banana that kind of usually you kind of lose it.
Might be
This
wrong,
has
but
got both.
I credit that French vanilla thick. That's what
Yeah,
I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's got that.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's almost gelatinized between the two.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that out of that. That's nice. Fran, Swaggy, it's because we've been watching that all afternoon. She's been watching Fran Dresser all afternoon. She's been watching The Nanny.
Oh my God, that woman's accent. Oh my God.
Actually, she's finally on the last season. They're married, so it's actually getting there. So I'm almost done with that. And like I told Dave after the show, like if you look behind him, you see that Breaking Bad poster. We're at that point. We're watching that right after the stream tonight. We're watching that episode. So that's where we are in that series. I do get a little bit of free time. I don't know how I manage it, but sometimes I do get to watch TV. Yeah, it is. I don't know how everybody else is doing. I mean, it is unusually warm today. It's sticky in here, even with the AC has been on all day. But it's just kind of got that sticky feeling in here. But it is literally 2 days from September. I'm not going to complain too much. I'll complain more when I start going outside and cutting some more wood. But for the next couple days, I'm not going to be doing that. I got too much to work. Best show ever made. Bob, do you got another one? Oh, why am I terrified? Oh, he okay. All right. This is absolutely what I was talking about. Working on a recipe you've already worked on before. You got the Tropical Thunderfog version 1.5 or Thunder F. Banana VSO at 1.5. Nice. Cooling agent WS23 at 0.8. I'm looking quick. Yes, okay. It's going to be on in and out because he has Polar Blast in here. Dragon Fruit VSO at 2. Kiwi VSO at 1.75. And we got Mango Raw VSO at 0.44. Nice. Papaya VSO at 1.25. Pineapple VSO 1.5. Polar Blast FA at 0.5. Sweet VSO at 0.25. And Sweet Watermelon SSA at 0.2. I like that you dropped the sweet down because you have that sweet watermelon in there, and that sweet watermelon does carry some sweetness, and so do a couple of those flavors. Sometimes it can actually just get in your face like kids' drinks where they're just highly extra sugared if you're not careful with some of the really heavy fruit mixes like this. I imagine this is just a really good like punch. Almost like a fruit punch. Tropical fruit salad mix for Liberty's Tuesday mix. Show sweeten and coolant to taste. Exactly. So I like the fact that you dropped it down. For me, this would be better because I would rather have it at 0.25 with some of these others that many is going to be sweet. And I also like that this is it, other than the Polar Blast and the WS23 and the SSA Watermelon, this is all swaggy. Yeah. So it's going to have that nice fresh fruit flavor. So it can be extra fruity.
I gotta try it. Sorry, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, lady posted something. She wants you to make some Swaggy's Great Pumpkin Fudge. I gotta try that as well.
Great Pumpkin Fudge is just like he's kind of let the cat out of the bag, saying there might be some fudges coming later this year, and I cannot wait. I'm excited about that because that pumpkin fudge, like I said, did not expect to like it. I was thinking this is gonna be spiced pumpkin fudge. It's gonna just be like every other, you know. And it wasn't. It was actually pleasantly like just straight up regular pumpkin. It kind of reminds me of I don't know if anybody's had M Turk's liquid, his pumpkin.
Not me.
I forget the name of it, but his pumpkin liquid. His is like that too. It's like a natural pumpkin flavor, not a spice, not a heavy spice. So that's the way. That's the type of pumpkin I would prefer. When it gets just all spice. What?
Deb's asking in the chat which coolant is on the inhale and which coolant is on the exhale. She can't remember.
I believe it's WS23 on the inhale and Polar Blast on the out. I believe. Is that right, Daniel?
Wait, I'm sorry. What were you talking about? I was looking up the pumpkin. Oh, it's called Pumpkin as Fuck.
Yeah, that's the one.
What coolant? W23?
WS-23 is on the inhale, right? And Polar Blast on the out. Is that the way that works?
Uh,
I'm trying to remember.
WS-23 is the coolant and has no mint and is the exhale. And then I
Exhale one.
believe
Okay.
Polar Blast has a menthol and it's the inhale.
Inhale. Okay. I couldn't remember for sure. I like when I do it. Now that I found this combination, I've actually started going this route so long I couldn't remember which was which. Because I started using them this way when I want to add a coolant because I like having it on the in and the out. It works well. Do not make the mistake of using ice. I forget which one that's by. Is it Flavora Ice or was it Flavor West? But the ice one, whew, that's straight up like no. That's like gum candy-ish. I mean, it's weird.
I'm thinking Arctic Chill. I can't remember which one I lost. I either lost Polar Blast or Arctic Chill. But one of them has a menthol in it, and I can't remember.
There you go. Flavor West Heat and WS-23. Yeah, and some people are sensitive to the menthol. Some people are sensitive to the mint. Some people just don't like coolant in their vapes at all. In which case, I'm pretty sure with Bob's here, I don't see any issue with if you took out both coolants completely that this wouldn't still be a tasty vape. I no, there's no way. This is all just a bunch of good fruits together. That banana's gonna be real nice in there because that's gonna kind of smooth out all the others. I like that idea. And Swaggy's dragon fruit is a really, really bright dragon fruit. So that actually works nicely. That's going to help almost juice it up. Sweet watermelon, yes. See, I don't have... Technically, it says I don't have it. That's because the WS-23, I think, is a different percentage I have.
Yeah, I think I have 10%, but I've
I
seen
have the
it
10.
a lot higher.
Yeah, this one's a 30%. So I was
Yeah.
like looking, why don't I have all the ingredients? And I realized that's the wrong WS-23. I don't technically have that WS-23.
That's a big kick.
It is, but I mean, if you're looking for that, especially, there's a good chance that I'm guessing with the amount of flavor in this, Bob, this probably will double for your MTL or close to it, won't it? I mean, in an MTL, I do like a little coolant when I'm using it. I kind of really looking forward to being able to use this on the side by side when it comes in. Speaking of Bob's
I made a
liquids in
couple of
there.
palate cleansers because I've noticed I've been becoming a little blind to my ADVs. So made a nice simple peppermint with using VSO. Nice.
That Rough Rider coffee works good as it's a good. I can use this as an ADV, but it also works really well to palate cleanse for a lot of different flavorings.
I just wanted to make something really quick and simple, and I was lazy and had all the flavoring next to me.
It's like drinking coffee is a pretty decent palate cleanser for some flavor. It depends on the flavor, but with that Rough Rider coffee, it's got that like earthiness and it kind of, with Swaggy's espresso, it's just got that right. I mean, not all coffees, especially vapes, will palate cleanse. A lot of them are super, super sweet, or more of a cream.
I'm missing most of the flavors to make Rough Rider coffee.
Yeah, the leather was a hard one for me to but I finally grabbed it and mixed something with it, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's not as it came. Rough Rider coffee is not really that rough. It's more just earthy smoothness. I put Rough Rider because I thought that leather might turn it a little rough. I was thinking in my head, and even off the smell, I kind of got it. I thought it was going to be more of a sniff. It felt like it was going to be a little bit more of a deeper leather, and it's a real mild, like silky leather. Kind of reminds me almost like a suede, natural, no chemicals, no oils. But yeah, I gotta create something here. Either that or I'll have to. Wait a minute. Can I make that? Let's see. What am I missing to make Bob's pudding. Says I'm missing some. I'm missing that bilberry.
Where's the link?
Speaking of, I'll throw these all in chat real quick before I go any farther. I meant to do that already. Oh, wait a minute. Bob's already in chat. I'll throw it in again anyway. Bob's is in chat, but let's see. Who else was it? Dave's is not. Although Dave could have put it in chat if he wanted to. Daniel, you got to remix your butter. I don't think you got the percentages high enough.
Which butter?
Your
Oh, the butter
raw.
custard?
You gotta double your butter raw. You have it too low.
What are you doing? I know.
I am missing double chocolate.
Why are you being so bad?
Oh, for Dave's recipe?
Yeah, and then for Bob, of course I'm missing medicine flour.
I can make Dave's chocolate milk.
I love double chocolate. I know it's not the most purest chocolate out there, but for me,
It's actually got a real nice, rich chocolate, though. It does. I don't mind that flavor. I don't mind that flavor at all. But it's one of those ones that if someone gets an off note, I could see them getting it from that one for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, Daniel. I think you would probably get waxy cardboard from that.
What flavor?
The double chocolate.
Yeah, chocolates just don't. Sorry, I don't really. I avoid them.
I almost get a waxy cardboard out of that, almost. Which means you being sensitive to that, it's almost a guarantee.
The only one that I get no cardboard from is chocolate mousse VTA. That one's good. Where did you see my butter raw? Enhanced.
I'm thinking about doing something. So yeah, it's 1.5. Okay, Bob, is here. Let's see. I don't see Rocky. Is Rocky still here, or Fiddy? Or maybe Bob can help with this. I was just thinking about this because with the double chocolate that we just talked about it, we all know that it's an odd flavor, but it's a decent one. And for me, I don't mind it. But maybe I might just remix yours exactly the same, except for I want to try that dark chocolate, that medicine flower dark chocolate in it. So I haven't mixed with that one yet. I mixed with the blueberry that quick thing there that you tried to get me to mix. I mixed that last night, but I was letting it steep a little. But I'm thinking, I'm just trying to figure out what percentage. You used double chocolate at 1%. You used, right? That French vanilla thick's in it. That sounds really good too, by the way. That French vanilla thick, and I like the gelato with a thick myself too, quite often. The gelato and thick together just make, that's just really good. The VSO milk, I haven't used that in a little while.
Do I have?
All right, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna adapt your recipe and make something interesting. Sorry, Dave.
No, that's fun.
I'm just gonna make something different.
Care.
No, but I just want to make something that different. This way here, I'm not making an exact replica, which doesn't sound bad. I'm gonna have to try that at some point too. The chocolate with the double chocolate. So I'll save that. There. So we'll try
I have an affinity for the double chocolate because to me it tastes like. In Montreal, you can buy these kosher chocolate donuts. They're big, puffy donuts, and they have that chocolate on it that tastes spot on like double chocolate.
We will too. Well, I'm just gonna use.
When I
drop. Go ahead.
I said, well, it had nothing to do with this, but when I start looking for flavors to test for noted, I realize I have an issue. Because I thought I had like 2 or 3, and I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currently. Yay. Go ahead. I just side tangent ADD.
No, I was just trying to figure out the percentage. I'm gonna go a little tiny bit light because I know what the chocolate raw. You have the chocolate raw in here. This is gonna be a nice chocolate milk.
Shooting for that nice thick chocolate milk. You know when you buy
Yep.
pre-made chocolate milk and it's really thick and you have to dilute it a bit with whole milk. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gathering the list. And yeah, it's a lot more than I thought. I don't have princess cake?
How can you not have princess cake? You got Sam
don't-
around all the time.
Well, besides that, I don't believe that.
Did you miss that? Sam's gonna have you around. I'm sending you to him.
Where is it? Danny?
There we go.
WS5 is not worth, honestly, getting it. WS23 is like the perfect amount, and then WS5 is just like, it's kind of just sharp and brutal. It's a lot more unforgiving and harder to mix with because it's more potent. It's the same thing, but just 5 instead of 3, honestly. And I did, Deb, I vaped the VSO Butter Raw at 2%. I vaped the entire 7 milliliters the night of Noted. And then I mixed with the last 2 weeks I've had it in a recipe. So I've vaped about 300 milliliters of it within the last 2 weeks. I wonder how much I got left. Wait, no, is it at the table status? Yeah, it's at the table status, and I'm about a third of it done. You can't really see it, but yeah.
Hey, look, I've actually started organizing my flavors. This would be so much easier if my desk kit actually came in. That would have made life easier. Just realized something. Oh, what else I need from here? I need the milk. Might be on the desk. I know butter is. Butter. I can't believe it's not butter.
You gotta do. Deb, it's amazing by itself. It's a buttercream. There's no funk to it, but it is a buttercream. It's like a combination of white and yellow butter. Like there's no definite, like it's not pure yellow, and it's not popcorn either. This is definitely like kind of tubbed, but mixed with like a whipped cream or like a condensed milk, some to kind of bring dairy to it or more dairy to it. It's delicious by itself. My lights agree too. I just gotta tap it. See? Told you. But yeah, it's really good by itself. I'm excited to mix with it, but I keep mixing like strawberry and banana with it instead of doing like a dessert forward kind of vanilla custard thing. It's good, but beware. Whatever percentage I say, cut it. What would you say, Tim? Like in 5 times as less? What would be the normal? Like I can't taste butter.
I would say.
At 2%.
I would say. So what? You can't taste butter base at 2%.
I can't taste that at all. And if I have it at 2-3%, and I'm not
How do you
tasting
how do
it,
you taste it at 4? How do you taste it at 4?
I've never tried because what the hell's the point? I have issues. After
Okay.
3, and on ELR it says 0.75 is the average. I mean that's pushing it.
You might want to start about a quarter. What, Daniel? Somewhere in there, and see.
Yeah,
Quarter should be
I would
tolerable.
say, yeah. So I would say with like butter raw, I would start with 0.25 to 0.5 for normal people. or just get the regular butter because you can taste butter if you're normal, right? You like the regular butter, right?
The regular butter's good. I don't have the butter raw, so
Yeah.
the regular butter is absolutely delicious, and it's the consistency of like Wonder Flavor's cookie butter, but with more butter flavor. It's got like that texture, but the butter flavor in it is just so good. And how am I not finding my milk here? That's what got me so confused. I know it's here.
Amazing how many flavors got bumped off of ELR.
Yes,
it was.
we're gonna have to all go back through again. That's one of the things I'm gonna do as soon as this desk is set and the new desk gets here, which that's a whole. Dave knows the story. Daniel, knows
Which one?
the FedEx lost my desk. They delivered it to the wrong house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I've
don't
been-
know what's with you guys. You and Sam have been screwed by some kind of transportation company of some sorts within the last month. It's like someone's trying to get us, you know? They're trying to take all our flavors.
Well, it just really sucks because if I had this room, I had everything ready to go to get it all situated, and then you can't do anything if you don't have your desk. It's kind of the centerpiece of getting everything ready. Well, we got a problem here. I don't know where my milk went.
Is it put away on the other shelf, Tim? Because it was a small bottle.
It might be. No, on the other shelf. No, I didn't put it away on the other shelf. It might be. No, there's no 15s in there. I'm pretty sure I only had a 15. Now, how can I not have his milk? Now, that's bugging me.
Which milk, BSO?
Yeah, and that's important in this. Super, super important in this.
Isn't that's almost a desk flavor.
It is a desk flavor. I just suggested my desk yesterday.
That's
so
the
I'm
problem
thinking,
with desk flavors. Y'all don't fall for the desk flavors. Put your flavors back. Don't be lazy. Put them back. You're gonna lose them.
That's a small bottle. It could just roll anywhere.
Oh, the worst was trying to find Delosi strawberry milk. I have one Delosi flavor and it's strawberry milk, and I had to remember where I put this one flavor, and that was fun. It was in the pit of doom, or the bin of doom, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it wasn't. I don't like it that much. I don't see the hype behind it.
My milk is missing. There's no question about it. I must have put it someplace, and I can't find it. So that might be a test for another night. Damn it. I was looking forward to that. Because it's not going to be the same without that milk in there. The TFA dairy milk and the milk combo, that'll be. I was kind of looking forward to trying that too, because the TFA dairy milk has almost like an extra thickness to it. But it is definitely not here. I cleaned off my desk some. Now, does that mean I didn't knock it someplace while trying to rearrange the room? That's not.
Those raw bottles are so tiny, they can go flying anywhere. I put them all together so I wouldn't misplace them.
Yeah, that's why I had them in the tray there. I thought I had everything organized. I
What?
thought this is going to be
No.
super easy.
The world doesn't revolve around you.
I got all like sampler kind of 10, 15, 20
Slacker,
mil.
yep.
So like all my bottles are tiny. Very rarely do I get a flavor that like I trust enough to get 100 mils. Sometimes it's more cost efficient, like in Aware to get the 100 mils instead of like 10 or whatever. But very rarely will I put the money down. Like the next flavor that I'm gonna have to take a mortgage out to get is definitely I want like 100 milliliters of Guanabana. Like I'm tired of buying Guanabana every couple months. I'm sick of it. I buy a 10 milliliter. I'm like, all right, that's not enough. So I get a 30 milliliter. Okay, go through that. All right, so I get a 60 milliliter. I go through that. So I'm just buying it. I'm going to spend the $50 for it. I'm going to go Rocky Toony with it and buy a liter of it or whatever and call it a day.
Shipping's so expensive
Did you
generally
just find your
that
milk on the shelf where I told you it was, you jackass?
Told
I
you,
had
put
one.
back the flavors.
I had one spot open, and I forgot I did actually put the milk away.
Fun fact.
Yay! Fun fact.
No, I meant fun fact on my end. Besides you being dumb, Uh, my two favorite flavors, like if I had to pick two flavors that only I could vape, like solo, whatever, it would be between Inawera, pineapple, and definitely I think I would go with Favora Guanabana. That is like my favorite flavor of all time.
That pineapple, the two pineapples together the other day that I used, the ones I used in the
Oh,
pina
ripe and
colada.
you can do
That
so
was
many. You can do
so
ripe, you
good.
can do Thai, you can do sugarloaf, you can do Inawera. There's so many good combos, and you really can't go wrong as long as you don't use cap. Sorry, cap. It's not 2016.
Well, Cap has hit or miss flavors. Some of them are good,
Uh,
some aren't.
so Guanabana is a cherry moya. It's under the cherry moya family, so it's like atamoya, cherry moya, sour sap, custard apple, yada yada yada. It's kind of like hard to describe since it's like it's its own entity. It's a fruit, so like you have to describe a strawberry. Go right now, it's hard. But what most people say is it's like a pineapple, banana, and what is the other one I'm forgetting? Mango is what they get. Pineapple. What else is in there? Uh, has a couple other like it's always just kind of apple, pineapple, banana, apple is the most common thing as what it's referred to, and it's really cool because you can turn it green like an apple, you can turn it pineapple, you can turn it tropical, you can add guava, strawberry loves it. Um, yeah, yeah, that's the only flavor that like I'll never complain about paying money for. Oh
Which one?
shit, guanabana.
Guanabana.
Yeah, Emily released a recipe right now called caramel cake.
Emily?
Yeah.
ML? Nikon? Emily?
Yes, our Emily. Well, I mean she's not ours, but you know what I mean. It's oh wow, we can't make this. It's got DFS and DF. The hell's DFS? Delosi flavors, I guess. Here, I'll drop it in chat.
Wait a minute, which sweet cream? The regular sweet cream, not the DX, right?
Do,
Yeah, I have
do,
both.
do, do, do. Hold on, y'all. I'll drop it in chat for y'all once my old ass figures out how to copy. You know what? Fuck this. We'll go ATF. I'll do it quicker on my computer. Alright, recipes. Browse recipes.
I just.
Caramel cake.
There it is. I knew I had a bigger bottle of that.
Here you go, folks. Go show
Yay.
some love if you got the low-C favors for some reason. God bless
Oh.
it.
Oh, and you did on all the flavors. Good. It's good to see some all the flavors recipes. Are these both different recipes? Are they two? Or the same one twice?
I think the same. The hell is DFS? The low-C flavors?
Unsure,
Then-
actually.
But then what's DF?
Caramel cake recipe looks really
Yep,
good.
it does. I'm going to actually throw it up here for... I'll let Daniel go through it if he wants to, or you want me to?
I can do it. I'm looking at it right now.
Salty butter balls.
Yep, go ahead and go over it. No.
So it's ML Nikon caramel cake. Hey, beautiful people. I know it's not the most accessible recipe, but it's good. If you have the flavors for this mix, I highly suggest you give it a shot. You need a 5-day steep, and it is, I believe, sorry if I'm incorrect, but I think it's Delosi Flavors Birthday Cake DIY at 3%. Then once again, Delosi Flavors Cake Batter at 3. Favora Caramel, the one thing I have, aka brown sugar, at 0.75. Wonder Flavors salted caramel at 1.5, and then salty butter balls Flavor West at 1%. And yeah, it looks good. I don't know much about the flavors. I do know people love.
Swaggy put the answer in chat for you.
Let's see.
DFS 50/50 bar was that?
Oh, DIY Flavor Shack. Okay.
Yep, okay. And DF is...
Delosi.
Yeah, that's the Losi. Okay, DFS
I
is
always-
flavor. I was wondering if it's Flavor Shack because of the FS. Yep, I was kind of curious.
I always I thought they had that under DIYF, whatever. I can't keep up with them. And then I thought Delosi was Dell, but I don't care enough, honestly. Yeah, that looks good if I knew enough about it. I mean, I don't like salty caramel. I'm sorry. So like that's not my thing. But it looks good. nice to see she
I
has a
like the
recipe.
picture. Like the picture too.
It looks good.
Yeah, we haven't seen money recipes from Emily in quite a while. At least not public ones. Doesn't
It's
mean she's not
been
making them.
six months. Her last recipe was March 1st, 2020. STB cookie was the last released one. And she's on a roll. Both of them are 9.5. Is that no, never mind, 9.25. But yeah.
Hey, Tim,
Yep.
Cherokee Vapor has a question.
Okay. Yep. I'll get on here. Cherokee. See, that's a tough one. It's kind of. That's why I like the fact he tried both in one. I haven't had them mixed. But it's kind of like. So I have to go by what Fresh said. Fresh said they're pretty neck and neck, is what he was saying. He said they're neck and neck. And to me, I kind of like Swaggy's a little bit better. It's a little less creamy, a little bit more like milk. A little less of a cream. I find this a touch of a creaminess to the
I don't
FA
have
milk.
I haven't mixed with VSO, but the problem with FA milk is a lot of times it can kind of ruin the flavor by bringing the brightness of it down because it's kind of like it's
It's
kind
that
of
cream note.
darker
It's that
milk.
cream note I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In single flavor, you don't really notice it so much, but I've noticed in mixes, it kind of does what a cream can kind of bring down, like you said, the brighter notes. Like if you have a
Hmm.
fruit or something in there, whereas I don't get that as much with Swaggies. It's more like an actual 2% milk. So for me, I kind of like Swaggies slightly better, but FA milk is still really good.
I like creepy I like creepy milky undertones. That's what I like. No, I like creamy milky undertones. I prefer
I,
no creepy undertones.
I like creamy milky undertones, but to me, that's not milk.
It's as much as I want a milk to be in a recipe. Like FA is too much. It's too real. I don't want that like real. I don't want real milk. I want fake. Like I want it to be like those milkshakes you get at 7-Eleven that are like 8,000 calories and like 8 ounces. You know what I mean? The ones made by Hershey's where it's just literally just like corn syrup and sugar. Yeah, I want it like that. Like I don't want, I don't know. To each their own. I understand if you're going to use it. Like it would be perfect for like a thinner like strawberry milk or like a chocolate milk, but I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
probably
the
use VSO.
depends on what you're looking. If you're looking for a little bit creamier, I'd say the FA has a touch like a creamy tone to it, whereas this is milk. I'm really curious on how they mix together because it could go really well or it could go really sideways here. I have not put the two together because sometimes when you put two like profiles in, they might have shared chemical notes of some sort or a flavor that just kind of turns one bad.
Pray for my knees, boys. I'm going to get Wonder Flavors. I gotta move them. I use Wonder Flavors way too much to have it on the bottom row. But I mean, TPA and Favor are above it, and that's more common.
What are you doing?
I don't like the cliche cap and TPA. Like I try not to. Like I really don't like cap. Like I think they're overrated. They're not bad or anything. I just But like TPA, like I talk shit. Like But I have like 100 some odd flavors of them, and
Oh,
they're really good. I mean, you have to
this
filter through a lot of bullshit. I'm talking about like thousands of flavors and
so
V1s, V2s, but I love
it
TPA.
was Bob's recipe that used the VSL sweet, and I went to go grab the VSL sweet. And go, oh, that's the wrong sweet.
I got VSO Sweet right here.
And mine's right there. At least I know where that is. And the cap's right here, and the perlum's right here. More sweeteners are. I did take care of them. I took care of them today. Put them in their flavor houses. But I got the other sweeteners as well. I just don't have them all out because they're not. I'm not going to use them nearly as often as I use these. These are
Wow,
the most
Chris.
common ones. So, yeah, Dave, this test is almost done. Like I said, the only thing I changed was I wanted to try this medicine flower dark chocolate, which I used at like a little less than like the median. Because you do have the VSO chocolate raw in there as well. It shouldn't. And yeah, I noticed you didn't have that double chocolate turned up high. You had it kind of almost middle of the road. Speaking of Dave,
Mm-hmm.
so the chocolate in his here was pretty good and balanced.
Mm-hmm.
How do I not have princess cake? This is gonna piss me off. I have it.
I picked up all the only one I couldn't get is Ace, like the King, Queen, Jack stuff. I couldn't get Ace because that's apparently I think it's discontinued. I couldn't find it anywhere. But I got all those flavors too to try. Still gotta try those. Got a bunch of them. That we're gonna be like you'll see that more on like tomorrow's show. Benny's back, by the way. Should be back tomorrow. Actually, I saw the stream. It is definitely back tomorrow. Yeah, but get over there and pick again. If anyone's just tuned in, the caramelized sugar, honeydew, and cantaloupe, I believe was right. Two, crap. No, I don't have it here. It doesn't say it on there, but the three raws. You got the two melons and then the caramelized sugar raw today. So if anybody wants to go pick them up, I would strongly recommend that caramelized sugar raw. I don't have the raw, but that's the only. If I had any complaint on it at all, is I do have to turn it up a little bit. But flavor wise, actually no, the caramelized sugar wasn't bad. It was the cream in the cream soda that's a little subtle, but man, that cream is exactly the cream in a cream soda if you've ever had it, and there's no other way to describe it. Never that cream is nothing like any other cream in the world. And who is it? VTA is not as good, not by a long shot. You mixing right now, are you, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm getting all this stuff ready for noted.
Ah.
I gotta start labeling bottles.
That's a job, just so you know.
Well,
This,
I just use abbreviations and I forget my abbreviations, so that's not too bright.
no, you gotta. So what? I like link everything. So like I put the date on there, and then I have the name, and then I go into, and I have like I basically have multiple ways to figure out how to find a recipe or a flavor. A flavor.
A flavor?
My flavor.
Well, with our 100, I literally have 100 bottles labeled 1 through 100, and then I have my notes written to correspond. Because that's a lot of flavors.
Yeah.
It tastes like cream soda, so I think I got a cream soda here.
Nice. Yeah, if you have Swaggy's cream soda, you're not going
Yeah.
to you're not mistaking that for anything else.
Yummy.
It is 100% the cream in a cream soda, which is kind of, how to explain it? It's like a fizzy cream, kind of. But, I mean, it doesn't have fizz, but it has that fizzy cream textures, taste. That almost like touch of metallic that you get from it, from like the carbonation. It's actually, got to play with that some more, actually. You will see more recipes with that.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flavors, and 2 flavors that I'm upset I don't have, and I'm surprised because I have all the pies and cakes from Wonder Flavors, but I guess I never went down to the flapper. I mean the princess.
No idea.
I know I didn't get the princess. I just saw that the other day. I was like, man, that's one of the ones I had in a cart once, and then it just never happened. Don't you love that when a cart disappears? It's like you're just about to order.
So when I don't know if I've ordered it, what I'll do is I'll go to my BCF account and check out past orders, or what I'll do is I'll just
Yep.
I'll just go to I'll go to my email and search that flavor because like if you search princess cake, at least in mine, like I'm not a baker or anything like that, but if I search princess cake, like nothing's gonna come up except for that. Maybe some of
Rocky,
like yeah.
Paul.
What are you doing?
Oh, see, it feels like it's super super hot and sticky here. I know I have this on, which seems crazy, but when it's hot and sticky, these earpiece things will stick right to your head.
Damn, Paul must be near me because that's exactly around the time we had a nice storm and knocked down some trees. When I went to get Chick-fil-A, there was someone that hit a pole because of the rain. So like, yeah, it was serious around 5. But I
Rocky,
love rain.
giving that dark chocolate a try. You have a good night. Off the knuckle, it's pretty good. I can see where that probably does need a couple days of steep to really kind of settle in, because
Definitely.
it's strong. That Mensa flour is strong, so it does need a steep time, I think. But I don't. It's not like offensive off the knuckle. I
You're
can get
not
this less
offensive off
juicy.
the knuckle.
Oh, birch beer. Oh,
That's a strong flavor.
swaggy. Is that a possibility? Birch beer? Oh, I'd be all over that one. That's, well, you know this, Dave. You live right in the same general area. Birch beer is very, very common
Oh
in
yeah.
upstate New York, near the border.
We really? Is that what you're doing? Really?
Wow, I have a BCF addiction. I have 3 pages of orders.
I'm getting new kittens.
That
And
last order was 150 flavors.
Yeah, I rarely do that. I rarely do that. And the reason why is, and you probably realize is as soon as you get it, your brain is just too much. Just overload of like, I want to do this, I want to do
Put
this,
it
I
all
want to do
on.
this.
Put it all on BCF. It jumped my numbers up. I mean, in ELR, numbers
Mhm.
jumped way up there, and now they're way down again. So I'm saying, I don't know what got merged again, but I'm saying they merged a lot of flavors that maybe either they didn't go
I'm
right or the other. But then again, be
I'm
patient.
still at 1120, but I lost a ton of TFS. I lost at least like 150 TS or whatever. Or I don't know, 50, 70.
I,
I can't count.
I've lost a few hundred. Um, but I'm kind of curious. A flavor list. Oh wow, they have actually cut that down a lot. They have dropped it down another like almost 20,000 flavors. So that'll be interesting. I mean, is it possible? Maybe, and this is not an impossibility. Maybe they're not wrong on some of them. It could have been new flavor names, old flavor names, same flavor, different flavor names. When I changed it from a house to a house, I might have put it in stash under both and thought that they were different flavors and they're actually the same. That has happened on occasion with me. For one, the premium custard,
Let's just face it.
custard premium. I've done that with.
Once you get past around 500 flavors, there's absolutely no way to have 100% accuracy unless you have it written down somewhere and journaled. Like the dude from Lost, just every hour, just oop, I wasted 5 milliliters of SSA. And that's the only way. There will never be 100% accuracy. So just try your best. Every now and then go to through your list and just find some. I found a lot of typos where you thought you didn't add a flavor, but you added like shish kebab accidentally or some. You added, like a black lick or rice, something like that. And I went through it and edited like at least, 10. And you can do that, but for the most part, it's fairly accurate and they're doing pretty well for I mean, they had no organization whatsoever. There was at least probably like 10, 20,000 flavors incorrectly labeled. And then they expect newbies to be able to comprehend the difference. And I'm glad they're finally filtering through all that BS.
Well, you think about this. They started off, and they last I knew they dropped at 12,000. Well, that's down another at least 17,000 since then. And I'm not sure it might be more than that. So 17 plus that's 20, 29,000 flavors they've taken off that list that were wrong. And we're still at 163,490 flavors in the flavor list on ELR. There aren't that many flavors out there that are actually real. Or then you got the whole discontinued flavors. What do? Do you keep them on there or do you take them off because you can't really use them anymore? I mean, yes, there's nostalgic flavors in there, but
I keep them.
nostalgic mixes.
I keep them because you have people like Sam that for some god reason has a real
Have it.
flavor at 120 milliliters and wants to mix it. And then
Yep.
I have certain flavors like strawberry smoothie by Perillium and one of my favorites, strawberry cantaloupe by Flavor Revolution. You don't know shit about that. I know that. And that flavor's awesome and I have it and it's on there just in case some
Exactly.
weirdo from Idaho decides to make it. No offense to Idaho. They make good potatoes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this first flavor in the list it has 303 recipes, mind you. 303 recipes. It is percent $, N sign. And sign. I'm pretty sure that's not a real flavor, but it has
Yeah, because
303 recipes. So,
you got motherfuckers. Oh shit! You got motherfuckers that use their own codes.
that's the problem. People using their own codes to mix their own things. I know Net Reality said he's done that before, put codes in for his flavors. He knows what they are, but it was a way for him to do it. Well, now that they're fixing the database, he had to write down all his mixes so he didn't lose his mixes.
I don't mind, but like it just becomes annoying at certain points. First world problems.
That is another question for Cherokee here. How are you doing? He did have heart surgery a while back. I did too, but I was more worried about him. His was much more intense. Well, that's weird. His was more intense, but yet it wasn't.
He's a robot.
Yeah, he's a robot now. Yes, he's
He's
Cherokee Vapor the robot.
he's
He's not a He's not a robot. He is what do you call it?
T2000.
He's a cyborg. He's a
Yeah,
cyborg.
one of those like you hit them, you shoot them, and then like they just mold back, kind of like Spawn. Dude's a cop too for some reason.
So the way Swaggy's saying it is birch beer might be a thing. I would love that. I love birch beer.
Isn't birch
Sarsaparilla,
beer
well,
just
that
root
already
beer?
is.
What the hell's birch beer? Is that
Birch
just
beer is
root beer?
it's like a root beer made out of you make it from birch sap, birch tree sap.
But it's a root
similar
beer,
to
or is it an actual
it's not
alcoholic beer?
real it's not no it's
Oh,
not
it's a
alcoholic.
soft drink. Soft
It's
drink.
a soft drink, but it's not really technically a root, it's a sap.
See, I was thinking birch root beer or birch,
It's
whatever you call that.
it's strong.
It's strong and it's different. But it is similar to root beer sarsaparilla like
Oh no, that's
drink.
Bargs, right? They call it Bargs.
Barks?
Yeah, like the brand, there's AW and then there's Bargs root beer.
Barks.
Bark,
Barks.
Yeah,
whatever.
RQ.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
can't remember. I just grab it whenever I feel like root beer or cream soda. I just grab whatever I can find because it's always good. Especially those like mom and pop cream sodas that you find like in the back, and it's like some poor kid made this in his backyard, and it's like that's the best.
Yeah,
Jones
it's
and
creamier
Stewart.
than root beer, and yes, it. Bob said it too. Most of the ones I've had do have more of like a wintergreen note to them than your typical. But but the other notes are different.
Ava, be nice to the kitten. Ava, would you guys stop it? No growling.
Yeah, it's a lot like sarsaparilla. It's probably the closest thing you're gonna get. If you had a sarsaparilla, it's close to that ish, but not exactly the same. It is its own thing. There's no other alternative to say what. Well, a birch beer is like sarsaparilla is the closest I can think of. We grew up on that. We used to always
Right.
get all birch beer. We had sarsaparilla. We had all those.
Does Swaggy have a bakery custard of any kind? Like some weird name thingy? Right? No? I just
I'll
I
let
don't want the.
Swaggy answer that. I'm trying to think of custard. Not off the top of my head that I can think of,
It
but that
doesn't
doesn't
have to
mean
be like a
what.
real custard. It can be like flapper pie or whatever. Barbarian cream, does that count though? I thought that was just making fun of Fresh saying Barbarian cream funny.
It is.
Oh yeah, the Sabion. Well, no, Sabion is not a bakery custard though. That's a wine custard. That don't count as bakery? That's yeah, Sabion. It's a YON. No, SABAYON.
Yeah, see, even Swaggy's got question mark whether or not he's got it spelt right.
It's hard spelled.
T-Berry, yes, I agree, Bob. I agree. And thanks to my poor input on flavors I was missing, I couldn't make the matcha, which actually kind of sucks because I really want. Paul the other night was talking about the matcha and like he described it to me. It's like, oh, that sounds really good.
This is awesome because out of the flavors, I already got like out of the 9 or whatever I have, I already have like 5 notes on them. So that's good.
Getting rid of some of the extra juiciness off here because this is going to take me forever. Apparently, I over dripped it. I Canadian Jesus it. So I haven't been able to try the chocolate milk yet off the vape because I'm still trying to dry the wick out. I feel like Adam the other night. Remember Adam when he was trying to dry that wick out and it took him half the show? It's feeling kind of like that situation. Yeah, I see that, Swaggy. Barbarian cream is like the middle of a cream puff, like a bakery cream. Like it's almost fluffy, gooey cream.
Yeah, but it has to be a bakery custard, not a cream.
Yeah, it has to be we're talking for bakery custard week for noted. It has to be officially a bakery custard, not like.
I mean, I don't know. Now Bob's got me second. I'll ask Sam because he says whatever and I don't care.
I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but I'm getting pretty damn excited about hearing about this possibility here of a soon pastry drop by Swaggy.
Dude, are we allowed to talk about it? Because it's on his website. Okay, I want the fucking pumpkin raw now. Like, it's the only pumpkin that is good in my opinion besides the spice ones. And it would be nice to have it in a raw format. That way I can use less because I can never get enough out of it. Like I've pushed it all the way to 6% and it's the same for me at 2%. So
yeah, the closest I've had is the yam. Kinda, sorta gives you that, but that gives you more of the like texture than flavor of a pumpkin. It has been that long already, Cherokee? Wow. I just remember worrying a lot about you for a while because I know, and then I didn't expect to have to go back in myself. It sucks. Caramelized sugars and the melons tonight. Go pick them up. Sorry, that link is for the regular caramelized sugar there. I didn't change the link out because I didn't know about it ahead of time enough to get it ready. But just look for the raws. You'll find them. Wow, I like the bitter note. It's got that bitter dark chocolate note in that medicine flower. You don't get that in a lot of the vapes where it comes through properly. Usually when you get dark chocolate in a vape, the bitter note turns almost a waxy kind of funk note. That one actually has the bitter note for the dark chocolate. So I'm imagining if the rest of it tones down like I've heard it does, and from all the notes I've read and all the people talking, that's going to be really tasty. That's a good chocolate milk. Nice milk base, though, Dave.
Just trying out my chocolate mint cheesecake. Different.
that that milk base doesn't have. It does taste more like, feel more like a milk base, not a cream, which you get a lot of times when people are making a chocolate milk. They use creams.
Don't you hate when you're just like living your life and then all of a sudden you become like a carpenter or a plumber or a mechanic, electrician?
That's a good question, Addie. I'll take a look here for Kinder recipes enters. Yeah, like I said, get your recipes in. You still got a day. You can throw something together, mix them up, and try them.
Almond chocolate flapper.
I have to check all the different ones, but we'll check this out and see. Yeah, Swaggy. I've had to use those before. Not fun. Not fun at all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it looks like the people that had multiple recipes in had toned it down to one, which is good. Submission each. So we got, what was that again? 11?
Well, you're gonna love going to the bathroom 500 times a day, Swaggy.
Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. You can't leave. That's the other thing. Traveling with those. Oh, nightmare. Have a
Well,
bottle ready. Sorry.
My pills makes me urinate frequently, and I must go 30 times a day.
Oh,
Don't complain because that's good. Trust me. You want to, because if you ever get sick, if you ever have some in your system that you do not want, you're going to instantly be able to get that out faster than the average human. I like, I don't pee a lot, but like I drink enough to where I have to pee a lot. And it's just perfect. Whenever you get sick, you're instantly just piss it out.
both.
You get through. I only have 4 flavors. Nice.
And we got a Swamp Yankee here. As I don't see that on this. So yes, we have 12 so far. Now let's check ATF.
I said before, the Ringer posted his Kinder today.
Yep. We shall see.
Did you look at Monkey on Juice's recipe?
I was there when he put together
okay.
the original. I was in Zoom with him when he put together the original recipe. I don't know.
Because he says he revised it.
Yeah, you mean the one that had it ready ahead of time before he called this out and said,
That's
"Go
the
for
one.
it."
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
That's why I said Ringer.
Let's see, Canadian Vapors. Do you have that one on here too? No. Yes. Okay. So they ain't nobody knows the same one, and we've got. Oh, he's got 2 here. Okay. So I think we have a total of 13. That's gonna be pretty easy. So get some more recipes in there. 13's not too bad. That's gonna be fairly reasonably. I mean, the thing is, it's gonna take a while to steep them out. We're gonna test them out. We're definitely gonna dwindle down. The goal is to get down to 3, but if it's a real close call, we might send as many as 5 for him to try. The goal is 3. If we can easily like draw a line between 3 and 4 or 3 and 5, we will cut it off there. But at least 3, because looking at these, like, who was it that said they hadn't had a Kinder bar? Was it Rocky?
Yes.
I think
Oh,
Rocky
God
said he
bless
hadn't even
him.
made. I know, and did you see his recipe? That surprises me that he hasn't tried one, because that one looks like it might be a front runner. So I'm a little
Kinder,
weirded out by the fact he says he hasn't tried it.
the Bueno bars. I know it's hard to believe, and I eat a lot of candy. I love chocolate specifically, but I my top 10 is hard to decide because I love chocolate. But out of all the weird, minuscule, random ones and all the big corps, I would easily put the Bueno in the top 5. Easily. It's so the mixers, if you haven't had it, you got to remember it's not dry. Keep that in mind. It's a very hard to explain, but juicy. It's mouth watering kind of chocolate. It coats your palate, but it also like you're not desperate for milk. You're not desperate for water. Like it's one of the best chocolate bars
You
out
see,
there.
everybody thinks of the Kinder, like the egg things, and they're like, "Oh, Kinder's terrible." You know what? The Kinder Bueno is apples to oranges different.
Hmm.
It is
Way
like
different.
that, way different. Like this is a refined candy
That's
bar.
a The Kinder is for kids.
Hmm.
It has a toy inside. You eat it
That's it.
with a little
When I
spoon.
when I visited my family, that's what all the kids wanted was a Kinder egg. So that's what they got. They all got a
Be
Kinder egg.
careful, they just had a recall on them, so I stopped getting them for my daughter for a little bit until that gets through. They
I
had a
thought you
Well,
recall.
I
well,
thought you
I
couldn't
took
buy that in the States.
two of my nieces to the store with me. The Kinder egg? No, that's funny because when it was mentioned, someone was talking about it. It's like I had literally just went to visit my family this summer here, and I had
Mhm.
bought them for the kids in New York State.
Same.
So unless it was
The
leftover
hollow egg
stock,
ones, right?
yeah,
The hollow egg
Yeah,
with
the
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 toy
ones with
with
the
a
inside.
scoop.
Oh,
yep,
Yeah.
yeah,
huh.
It's pretty cool. They give you a little toy that is pretty difficult
yep.
to make. Like it challenges you in like hand-eye coordination. It's
Yep.
really cool.
That's why they wanted it, so they have the toy too.
It's a
And
new age
they,
Cracker Jack.
yeah, but not as good.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the Cracker Jack, but the thing that I love about the Kinder eggs is and it's what my daughter does. She eats all the chocolate first and then she just scoops all that like kind of icing that it has inside. And then the toys are cool. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Way better than Cracker Jacks because Cracker Jacks only had like stickers and tattoos and like I think they had Pogs and stuff like that, if I remember correctly, or
Pogs.
Jacks.
A long, long time ago, I used to have like the mood rings, all the different things, and like
Yeah, yeah.
fake IDs, and everything. It's like,
Then the bubble gums, like Bazooka would have a full cartoon, and then you could get like what was it? Pete Rose had his own where you had like the gum and a baseball card. Yeah.
so be prepared. It's going to be a little while, but probably by springtime we will do another. I'll do another challenge. I'm thinking of going off the Arrowman bar after that as a
Yeah.
challenge. There might be a little bit more rules on trying to get some of the flavors. I'm trying to nail them down a little bit because I will. Some of these flavors are a little bit like out there, like having to order from a flavor house way often, like Poland just because of one flavor because you can't get it on any site. You have to order it direct. Yeah, it gets a little crazy.
It's
But
called Kinder Joy, by the way.
yep,
Uh, but I mean, we just call it the egg because that's what it is, even though it's not the egg. Oh no, yeah, it's called Joy Egg. Yeah, never mind. Yo,
Frank's does. I mean, I didn't see a single one of these Kinder Barb recipes that didn't look like it's going to be tasty. Now, which one's the most accurate is going to be questionable. I mean, that's what we got to figure out. But as
all
far
right,
as flavor, and if
Tim,
one, even if it's not accurate, tastes way, way better than the rest, well, it might still end up going anyway.
click that, Tim. Do me a favor and click in the chat that link and take a gander at this marvelous idea.
Mini share pack? Mini share pack?
Yeah, but they're little ones.
That's
So
what I
like you know
have.
how you're supposed to break them kind of like that T
They're little
one where you
snap,
kind
yeah,
of
little snappy
yeah, you
thingies,
can
yeah.
snap them or bite into them. These are already broke up.
This is the pack I bought.
Ah,
They're
the thing
individually
that's
wrapped. Yeah.
the
Oh, they're
chocolate.
individually wrapped? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
God bless you. I'm sorry. That's frustrating. They're too good to be individually wrapped. You need to wrap a whole stick.
It needs
Like
to be like a Rolo stick, 6 feet long.
Like a
yes.
Toblerone.
They need
Toblerone.
to wrap it
Yeah.
like a fruit by the foot because it's one of those kind of candies where like a normal size is not enough. You need to take as
I'm get,
much
I'm
stock
get,
as they have.
I'm gonna get flagged for a candy link in my chat. I never know.
Oh, you
No,
never know.
but
Uh,
the
I
Kinder,
got
it's good. It's gonna be interesting because you have two things. Well, you have three different components here. Really, you have that chocolate, which is fairly unique. Seeing lots of different ways of going after the chocolate. That's actually what I'm seeing the most variation in. the like wafery crunchy bit. I mean, until I try them, I don't know, but I did see the crispy wafers pretty common in most of these recipes and a couple others. But that hazelnut cream, that's the other thing. Nailing that hazelnut cream is kind of almost like the most important part because that's what makes this bar, these candy bars.
It's very
is that
light
hazelnut
though.
cream.
It's
It
more
is.
like caramel.
It's like yeah. It's not like it's not in your face hazelnut, but it is hazelnut. It's
Yeah. It gets masked by the caramel kind of like it's a caramel hazelnut cream in my opinion. Like it's definitely in the background, but it adds to it because it gives it kind of like a nutty note to it. You know what I mean? Um,
Spaggy. That was another thought process I looked at, and I started looking at them. But the problem with the Ferrero Rocher truffle things is they literally have so many different flavors of them,
Yeah.
and I trying to pick one to go after because you're gonna have to
you
is
got to go after the
difficult
caramel
because
nougat.
yeah, but they have some really good
No,
ones. With Ferrero
it's
Rochers.
you either do the strawberries and cream or the caramel nugget or the pumpkin, like the seasonal, or you can also do the white peppermint one or whatever it have.
There you
I
go.
don't
You're doing it
don't
already.
waste
You're already
your
in four. The
yeah, but I
problem
mean
is
if I
there's
if
4 or 5 so to nail one
caramel
down and say let's go after that one.
you caramel's the best one, and then the fruity one, the best one is the strawberry. The strawberry is probably my favorite. Those are ridiculous, and no one
And
eats them. So like
Toblerones are good.
those are the ones where you have a specific way. And the thing is, people don't know that you can do it the same way with the buenos. Is you kind of pop them and then eat them.
And I agree with Cherokee. The Cracker Jack toys, most of the time, they're just like some cardboard thing or something now.
No,
It's
but they're
pathetic.
worse now, Tim. Have you ever got one recently?
That's what I'm
Like
talking about.
back in the day, they were
Back in the
cool.
day, they were cool. Now it's like lame. Like the mood ring actually changed its color with the heat of your
Hmm.
skin and stuff. I mean, things actually worked. You had the
Their
Dakota
tattoos
rings
don't work
and stuff.
anymore.
Yep.
What to
And now
mix?
now that it's like really crappy cardboard stuff mostly, and they're really garbage the toys.
So Tim, which Aero bar are you going to go with?
I like the mint one. I think is the one I'm gonna go after.
There's
When
mint,
we go after.
there's milk chocolate, dark chocolate, there is orange.
I think the mint will be the most challenging because getting that mint to not destroy your like airy likeness to it, the way that the bar is, the fact that they even got that bar right is like the way it is so unique. And it's still something you can. The problem with that is it's going to be a little harder for everybody to get a hold of. You're not just going to be able to go to Walmart and pick this up. So that's the problem with the Aero Bar. That's my only issue with it. It's a little more difficult to get. It's
You
kind of
know,
like
and
those milk bar things that they got with the little like soldier like dudes from the UK.
do you
Those
know
really
Zero? Have you guys ever had Zero? The
Yeah, that's
gold.
not bad.
that's not
People
bad.
hate it for some reason. It's one of my favorite. I would put it in like the top 20 or 30, but it's a weird, unique white chocolate one. I really like it.
They have a
Zero
few
shit
different
on
flavors. They're very gooey. The zero
It's
bars are very gooey.
it's a albino Three Musketeers.
I mean, we'll probably change it up, but over the next year or so, we're gonna see the occasional pop up of different things like this. We'll probably go over to a few candy bars because candy bars are easy to get a hold of to to try and get your flavor profile down. And I'll try to get things. I mean, the Aero Bar is one that's just a personal favorite of mine. I absolutely love those things. I could if those would be a problem if they were easily available here. I don't know how much. I think it's like Tim Tams for Zippy, which might also be a thing. Let's get her that raspberry Tim Tam so that she at least has to try it in vape form, and I will try and get her on board on the taste testing on that one. Maybe she's willing, maybe she's not, but it'd be interesting, even if we had to send it to her.
Chocolate bars are very regional.
Or maybe she'll be the final one we mail the best ones to. There we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But we'll do some of this because this is a lot of fun seeing this, and to test flavors like this. You look at all these recipes, and I have not seen one, not a one, that hasn't looked like even if it's not a Kinder bar, it's going to be tasty. I mean, that's something. That shows a lot of talent. And the Kinder Bueno is not an easy one to go after. You got like Monkey on Juice here. He went with a fairly simple recipe for it, but it's got all the different things. He went sugar cone. He used sugar cone, which is different than some of the others. And then you got the opposite route. And Dave, I'm sorry I'm picking on you on this one, but went the opposite route where Dave went with a lot of flavorings in his. But
and in my recipe, I cheated a little bit. If you look at the ingredients on Kinder Bueno, okay, yep. It's got vanillin in it.
Oh, it's actually ethyl vanillin is actually in the candy bar?
In the actual candy bar.
Ah, so at least one flavor in there 100% should be in there. Yeah, it makes sense. And I already have that picked up, so that's not a problem. I mean, I had to pick it up anyway because Bill kept on bugging me to try it. But I had already picked that one up the last order because of it. Like I said, I had a 150 flavor order because of this. I will say a few of those were because of you, Dave.
Uh-oh.
No worries. I'm not worried about it. And then you got Rocky. I still can't get over Rocky's because Rocky says he's never actually had one. And it's like, yes, there's some differences in there. Using pie crust 101. Interesting. But, I mean, you got to remember that wafer layers, I'm not sure how to mimic it properly. So would that work? With a crispy wafer? It might, actually, because it does have almost a pastry-ish note to it, kind of.
For me, I actually dissected one, and I'm pretty sure it seems like that what they're using is almost a rice-based.
Yeah, almost, but which is that crispy wafer kind of would mimic that pretty well. Which is why I think a lot of people thought that same thing that tried it, because you see crispy wafer in half these recipes. Like right there, they got Bob's has crispy wafer in it. Sir Mix-a-Lot did not use crispy wafer. What he used for his, he used Dynamo Bar. And it isn't like a powerful layer, so a Dynamo Bar might pick that up enough. I'm really interested. And Bob's also has Anywhere biscuit in it for that. Like I said, it's almost got that pastry-like layer.
That's what I used. And Belgian waffle.
And Rocky used the 101 pie crust, which might actually do, it might even be I don't know, until I try them. Canadian Vapor used molasses, Wonder Flavors in there. Found that to be interesting. It's like that would be a part of that. I don't know. I just don't know who's going to... I can't tell you until I mix these up. They really... Because there's enough differences in these. It's not like everybody went after the same thing. They went their own way. And it's going to be really interesting to see what... I mean, that and you got the steep process. Because these aren't going to get the Nick Grim Green right away. It's going to take a little bit of time to get them to them. So I got to have it a steeped one. So even if it's great off the shake, it's probably not going to necessarily win unless it steeps well. Now, that doesn't mean that if you get one great off the shake, I'm not going to remix that and probably use it as an ADV constantly because it's freaking delicious. And make a note of it.
There's a guy.
We all know.
There's a guy on ATF, and his name is Dorito McBeef. And I don't know why, but I love that name. Instant follow. That's just how it is. Dorito McBeef.
Speaking of beef stew mixes tomorrow on Golf Tea Vapes. Get ready for that.
What? How many beefs are there? Just VSO and
I think pretty much everyone there has VSO beef. So we're gonna probably use VSO beef as our base. You'll see a lot of VSO in this, but it's going to be different renditions of who make. I mean, there's another one that's similar, not quite as varied, but similar to like a fruit cocktail thing, or fruit salad, everybody's got their own unique versions that you grew up with or you like. You might throw a little different fruit mix together. You might throw a little bit different in your stew. Beef stew is not all going to be the same. Maybe we'll do a beef queef, you know, just for swaggy.
Beef
I don't know.
I'm
McQueen.
not making that label.
She's not making that label. So I don't know. Cream beef might work with that. It'd be interesting. It's not going to be. I would love to be able to. I like the. Dave, we were talking about this, and we actually quite a few of us talking about that. Yeah, cream beef is kind of like just something that gets thrown together to try and stretch your meat. That's all it's for. But what I always liked it growing up is my grandmother always made chip beef. Got super salty, like dried beef pancake things, whatever, and you add your gravy to it. Oh, that was shit on a shingle. I think that's the same thing. Chip beef, shit on a shingle.
That's way too reminiscent of army food.
That has some. Yeah, it does kind of. Some of the things. The one thing in the army I hated in my rations over anything else, and I was so excited the first time I got it was that what they call their fruit bar thing is supposed to be like a fruit roll up. Oh no, that's no fruit roll up like bar thing. That I don't know what you call that thing, but I hated
The
those.
worst in the MREs we had were the breakfast, the ham omelet. It looked
Oh
like
yeah,
that you remember the original Star Trek where they had that shit on the ceiling that kept falling? It looked like plastic vomit. That's what this was.
the eggs.
Oh, it's
Some people
disgusting.
love the eggs. I
Ugh.
could not stand the MRE eggs at
Oh,
all. No.
vile.
Oh, some of it gives me kind of like flashback. There weren't many things I actually liked in those. The best thing I had in them, if you had spices and stuff throw at it, the beef stew like ones weren't were edible. They were kind of like doctoring up dog food. Though is what you were doing. It's kind
Yeah,
of what it's like.
yeah, it reminded me of that crappy canned beef stew you buy. Ugh.
Yeah, it was, but with less flavor somehow.
Yeah, and lots of salt.
Yep. And you almost you had to add more salt to make it edible.
You know what? I guess if you have nothing else to eat, then it becomes pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
Mallory is I think one of the ones to talk to. She loved the omelet. Oh oh man, I could not stand the eggs in those things.
Ugh,
For me, it was
ugh.
like ugh. The potatoes were yep, just yeah. We're not gonna go that route. We're not gonna do army based foods
No.
or ration based foods ever
Or
because
the chocolate bars from the 1950s. That was my personal favorite.
those chocolate bar things that were any of the candy bars in those things were like
Oh,
you
the
think of
white
the
old
just
chocolate.
I remember one time my grandmother had chocolate bars in the fridge so long that they turned white.
Yep.
And I opened the thing up, was just about to eat it, and I go, I didn't know they made these in white chocolate. They don't. I look at it, go, oh my God, this has been there so long, the chocolate has literally bleached itself. It's like, nope.
Ugh.
I almost ate that, and I was like, man, I might have got sick off that. I'm not sure. You must be able to get sick off
Oh
of
yeah, of
something like
course,
that.
of course.
Yeah. The cherry drink wasn't horrible. It was a little bit on the uh, you kind of I prefer the extra watered down, but it was okay. But yeah, no, some of those MREs were. I know
Yeah.
Fresh and I had talked about it before, and we had discussions about some of the MREs.
I wouldn't eat them.
Nope.
I wouldn't eat the breakfast. I just wouldn't. I'd eat the
Now,
crackers and peanut butter.
have you seen some of the other YouTube shows that have the MREs and stuff? Some of the MREs from some countries look pretty damn good in comparison. It's like, okay, I can tolerate that. So I see these
Well,
like kits where you can get the big thing and you put it in case, you ever lose power, like that kind of thing. You can get all these kits with these like 2 years worth of food, whatever. And I'm looking at those, I'm like, is there anything like the Army MREs? No.
I know the base food must have been better up here than what you guys have because all the U.S. Marines and Army and all these guys, they couldn't get enough of the food in the mess halls up here. So must
Probably.
have been better. Must have been better.
We also eat like starved oxes as well.
Yeah, thank you, Addie. Please pay attention to Addie's links too tonight. Very important. And if anyone is going through anything, Break the Stigma Unity is still there. It's been quiet lately. I'm hoping that's a good thing. We can do some more reaching out in there, see how everybody's doing. But it's a place that if you are having something, just pipe up in there, say what's going on, or just let someone know you need someone to talk to. Someone will jump right up. I have not seen anyone have to go more than a few hours without having some sort of response. I know, Mallory, you've actually stayed up and talked to people all night a couple of different times, and others have as well. It's important to have that kind of level of, it's your safety net, as a safety net. I actually spent a lot of time with someone on the phone last night that was going through a crisis situation, which is why, if you notice, I'm a little extra tired tonight. It might, maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but it's because I did not sleep well last night because I was up very late trying to help someone out. I mean, that's all we can do in life, is try to help one another. And yes, mixing is important for that. It is our backup plan if everything goes down the shitter.
Like what's happening up here.
You also have a new, in case you don't want to have any kind of track record, meaning sometimes when you are depressed, you don't want to uh, let anyone that knows you know. 988 is a new 911 kind of hotline for people that are feeling the S word. And you can talk to someone through text, video, voice. You can do everything, but you can do it anonymously or whatever you want. And they also have sources locally, yada yada yada. So don't forget that as well. Uh, in case you are hesitant,
Yeah.
some people don't want to, like me personally, I don't talk to anyone really, so I know how someone might just want to like vent and then be done with it.
That's the other thing that's nice about the Discord is, as well, it is people you kind of get to know on a level enough to feel comfortable, but it's not people like in your everyday life that,
Yeah.
sometimes we think, oh, this is my friend, he shouldn't judge me, but they do. Friends and family can judge you depending on the
Oh
situation.
God, yes.
And you can also create a fake, well, not a fake, but a burner account for Discord if you want it as well.
If you need an anonymous thing, it's not going to make a difference. It's what you're dealing with that matters.
My family, you don't talk about your feelings, period. And that's played a big part in a lot of people's downfall.
Yeah.
Our issue is we just don't talk about pain. We don't complain about pain, but we'll talk about emotions. But like we just being tired or like not feeling well, we don't talk about that. We grunt a lot though.
Yeah. I can't have my shots for a full year after being out of heart surgery. So guess what? Yeah, pain is just an everyday occurrence thing. Like right now, I mean, always I'm hurting, but it's life. I can get through that.
You build up the tolerance.
It also helps if you have an emotional like situation where you can actually like hear, like in the Discord, like we talk to each other. We communicate with one another as a community, which feels more like a family. That makes a huge difference in people's lives. Reach out to one another when you need to. It's important. It makes a difference. And if you're having a bad day, you're mad. Why are you mad? Did you lose something?
Oh no. Just click the link, you'll see. You can always listen to Limp Bizkit too. Every now and then you need to listen to a good break stuff. Don't break anything, but just you gotta feel like this.
Okay. So they're cheap on Amazon if you want them. We picked up disco lights. And because I had to pick up the UV light, because there's a specific reason for that, you guys will catch on one of the shows.
The fingers.
What?
You can get the fingers.
Yeah.
My manager.
That's actually kind of for a certain theme show that's coming up at some point around Halloween time. You guys will see it. It's not going to be on here, but I'll let you guys know when it's official. There's a theme show going to be coming up that's going to need the UV light, and so I picked up these things. And we decided to use them. And I'll tell you, you listen to music and just hang out. You got disco light going, you got that going. I mean, Lady Liberty was dancing. I have seen her dance maybe 5 times since I've been with her. And she was dancing to it because we just had a good time. That's, bring yourself out. Have a little bit of fun.
Oh my God, Tim, we were drinking and I was high AF.
But had fun, enjoyed ourselves. Kind of in a way, it kind of, if you can listen to some, think of some retro music or something you used to be listen to like when you're a teen. We used to hang out and have fun. It can bring you back there and just have a little bit of relaxation in your life. Yeah, it's a, salsa dance. That's what that makes me think of. Nick's salsa dance with his retro vaping.
It's a
And,
samba.
or it's a liquid tasting. Usually you listen to that. But yeah, pick up those raws. That caramelized sugar raw.
Samba.
Butter raw.
Just, butter raw, but though that's not dropping, is already dropped, not tonight. But you also have the 2 melons, the honeydew, and the cantaloupe tonight.
You
Pick
think
them up, enjoy
Swaggy's going to
them.
have a big sale for Labor Day?
We shall see. We shall see.
He typically always does. I mean, I don't want to like force him. He every single time he's had a 50% off sale. No, no, I'm kidding. But like the big holidays, especially veteran holidays, Memorial Day, stuff like that, he always has some.
Yeah.
But he always has he has the noted deal all week long. Tonight he has the AAFL deal going on. Then he just had a PayPal deal that was going on, and he had the gift card deal going on. So Swaggy's always doing something.
Swaggy's always trying to help the community as well.
Yep.
With it, keeping the prices down. Like, Dave, you just had another VSO order. I mean, for those in Canada, they think, well, these are expensive flavors and shipping's expensive. But if you wait until like a night like tonight, it pretty much offsets your shipping costs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, look, to be honest, he's much more expensive, but if you want it, you're going to pay for it. I mean, look, I like my order, I forget what it was, but once I factor in exchange, it adds 30% right there. And then at the border, they hit me with another 100 and something bucks. So, I mean, it's expensive, yes, but it's worth it. I think so, anyways.
And it's Labor Day. And does anybody else put more work into, naturally extracting the flavors, dealing with that, figuring out the different processes in it, all the work that you don't even think of that he does behind the scenes to make this happen?
Yeah.
Dealing with Sam.
Throw a tip. Yeah, dealing with Sam and Daniel occasionally now. Throw him tip. Big one.
I just told him one thing. Make me taste butter, and he was able to accomplish that. So I'm never going to talk that bad.
Rammstein. You know what, Mowgli? Yeah, see, I like Rammstein. She doesn't like Rammstein, so that might be a problem. But yeah, that's something that we haven't gotten yet as a strobe light, but it's on the list. We might do it with the Halloween thing. Just trying to make things more fun for everybody, and occasionally we'll have we will get back to at least occasionally having some game streams and stuff so people can come in and play some of the online games. If I can find some better ones, we'll do that. Quiplash was getting a little stale for one, and then I was dealing with my heart issue. And then, if anyone hasn't noticed, I might be on a few mixing shows every week, so I haven't really had the time as much as usual.
Unfortunately, you just given all the heart away from Noted. No, I'm kidding. Hey, do you guys have experience? Well, I mean, Tim and chat, do you have experience with VSO Maple? Everyone
Yes.
except for Shane? Everyone how is it? Like, is it a leaf? Or
No,
is it
it's
like
a
maple
it's
syrup?
like it's kind of like the maple syrup. Yeah.
Okay.
It's maple like syrup. Not super overpowering maple syrup like TFA maple candy is like a little almost too strong, gives you a wicked throat hit. But you use the TFA maple candy with Swaggies, you get a nice mix of the two. Or you can use the Swaggies if you don't like that throat hit. His doesn't. It's good. That's the combination that Meter came up with that I've used quite a few times now. Is like the TFA maple candy and Swaggies. combined, and it kind of gives you that middle of the road. Although she finds it a little bit harsh on the throat. So if I did make it for her, I'd probably go a lot heavier on Swaggies and less on the maple candy, or just take out the maple candy.
It would be a good
That's
combo.
not the maple, that's the caramel.
Oh, that's the caramel. Oh,
Yeah.
maple sugar. Yeah.
A good combo would be the sugar pie with Swaggy's maple.
Oh God,
that would be
actually
like a
really
maple
good.
syrup pie.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, but
Who makes
Kriplop's right.
sugar
It is
pie?
a little bit of sugar. Wonder Flavors. Wonder Flavors sugar pie.
Yeah, I don't have that one. Damn it.
And I remember when we got it in, everybody that I knew that had it was like, "What's sugar pie?" It's like, I know what sugar pie is. I've had that a few times now. And
Once again,
it's pretty spot on actually for sugar pie.
man, that's some North stuff or West Coast. I don't know why we always have this problem, like with rhubarb and stuff. Like I've never. What is a sugar
It's
pie?
not even really truly like an American thing. I
Well,
think
it is.
I
It
only
is.
had it
It's
because
North and South. It's Canadian, right? But it's also a Louisiana thing.
Louisiana does make
Yeah, because it's very close to pecan pie.
Now,
it is. It's kind of like pecan pie without the pecans. Yeah.
is it called sugar pie though?
Yeah.
And
Like
there's
in America?
variations. Yeah, it's American, New England and Canada.
Yep.
Eastern
Never
Canada.
heard. Maybe it has a different name.
More common, I think, in Canada and like the northern parts of the states, like near the border where I grew up. But you go a little farther south in the northeast, you really don't see much of it.
Do you guys know something called? Well, I know you know the real thing, but do you know the food called a wedgie?
Not
Okay.
The
By the
food
silence
called a
and-
wedgie, I would say
Okay,
no.
so hear me out. So like this is in the sticks in West Virginia, and we were driving with my mom, and there's a giant flashing neon sign that says wedgies, and I'm like, why the hell would people want to get wedgies? So you have like a stromboli and a calzone, which are encased, they're closed. What a wedgie is you literally take a pizza flat and you fold it onto each other, and then you eat it like a sandwich. So it's basically a pizza sandwich. It's not enclosed. It's kind of like an open faced. It's kind of like a taco, honestly. And it's called a wedgie. So fun fact about like Southern things you might not know about.
Fun fact: carbs and sugar pie, old-fashioned sugar pie, 37 grams of net carbs in 1/10 of a pie, cut into 10 pieces. We're talking like regular size pie tin.
I'm not surprised.
37 grams in one.
I mean, it's called sugar
That
pie.
1/10 is a tiny, tiny sliver.
Not surprised.
So that whole diabetes in a
Oh, yeah, it's
in a 20th
diabetes in a pie.
is real. I mean, you 37 grams. If anybody is diabetic, they know what that is. That's a lot of carbs for such a small portion.
And they're so good, though. Sugar pie is so
They
good.
are. They are. If they're cooked right too. I had one that was like overcooked and it had that burnt taste to it. It can easily be burnt.
Yeah.
Reheating it, you got to reheat it right. You don't throw that thing in the oven, just let it go because it will burn.
Yeah.
And that's how I had it. But when it was fresh, it was delicious. We had it. Well, it was a family reunion. Someone brought a couple of them,
Okay.
and one of them was left over, at least part of it, and it got reheated in the oven. Big mistake.
No, we can't.
But no, they're good. And also, it's because there is some creams in it, or
Yeah.
creams or custard or something in it. I'm not sure what it is. Didn't make it. I had it, and there is like a creamy custardy layer to it, like consistency to it. And I have a feeling that might be what the offensive like burnt came from, even more than the sugar. It wasn't like a burnt sugar. It was like something just tasted off, and I think it was the creams. Yeah, 1,500 calories per slice.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, not your diet food for sure.
No.
You said 1,500 calories per slice.
Per slice, yeah.
That's Chipotle.
We're
order.
talking, but we're talking micro slices. They're not normal pie slices.
Yeah,
They don't
that's a
slice that
Chipotle
stuff
order.
like a regular slice of pie, because if you did, that would probably be dangerous for a non-diabetic.
Yeah, I typically intermit fast while I work, and so my meals are large when I do eat them. And one time I did my Chipotle meal. So like the normal Chipotle meal is around like typically 10 to like 1300 calories, but mine's was 2800 calories. And I was like, holy crap. But that's okay because I only have two meals and I usually end up around 3 to 5,000 or 3 to 4, which is fine with what I do. Yada, 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 yada. But holy crap, that is one slice is more than a normal Chipotle, which is ridiculous.
I
Yep.
enjoy it because when you get to 45, that'll be all over.
Oh, I mean, I still intermit fast. It depending upon your body type, but I have a fast metabolism and it's been working well for me. I feel better during the day. I don't know. I'm also
Yeah.
very weird. I go 4 to 6 hours of sleep every night for the last like 15, 16 years. I
Yep.
don't know.
Just
Metabolism changes with age, though, unfortunately.
It does, but that was 27 and that was 6 years ago. And so I have broken my genetic line of 27s downhill. So something's wrong. I got a worm. That's all it is, Dave. I got a worm.
God
So
bless you.
so I'm just riding the worm wave until it starts killing me and they're like, "Hey, you might want to take this out." And then I'll just get fat, just blow
so
up.
that's for me when Wonder Flavors came out with that, and it's pretty damn authentic flavor wise. It excited me because it's like I can't eat this. There's no way I could eat a piece, but if I can have the flavor, that's one of those things where vape really helps with the craving.
But
Something you haven't been able to like eat
but
for a while or can't.
why couldn't you make a sugar pie for someone that doesn't need a 1500 calorie slice? Why what isn't there a way to make it either gluten free or keto or something? Like use less sugar?
No, pure sugar.
What is
Sugar
it
free
called?
pie?
The main ingredient in a sugar pie is guess what?
I get
Sugar.
that. But isn't there
Are
substitutes
you?
of sugar to achieve
There
the
is,
same
but
goal?
is it not going to taste the same?
I
It
I don't.
wouldn't cook
guess.
the same either.
It
Hey,
wouldn't cook
but
the same.
Diet Coke's better than no Coke. I don't know. It's terrible, terrible reason, but whatever.
All right, Daniel's gonna go after. Gonna start baking like pastries and stuff for real, and he's going after the keto line of. He's gonna get a diet sugar pie. Apparently, I'd like to see how he comes across this, and has it taste anything
Hey,
even edible, let alone
hey, keto. All right, people hate, right? But my
monk fruit pie.
ex-girlfriend,
That would probably be our best option. What Kerplop said, monk fruit pie
my ex,
might kind of do it.
the keto desserts are good though, Tim. I don't know if you've ever had them, but it depends upon who makes it. But my ex-girlfriend, she was doing the keto thing for a while, and she used to make desserts all the time, and some of them are really good. Some of them are amazing.
Some of the dark chocolate keto ones are really good
Yes.
because that dark chocolate,
Like the
ironically,
bread, like the sweet bread. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, Splenda would suck. Could you imagine that? I feel
and
like that would
the
be.
Splenda's not going to cook the same either.
But what
There's
about
no
like
way that's
raw
going.
sugar or stevia or some grainy? I have no clue because
That's what I was
I'm not
saying.
a. Yeah.
Try it, Daniel. Look
No,
up
I don't
recipes, see if you can
bake.
figure it out.
I don't bake. If it's a steak, is there a steak
Don't
pie?
I don't even want to go after this. This is just sounding like a horror show.
There's a
So
milk steak. If y'all want to vape a milk steak, I know a really good milk steak.
wheat crust piled with stevia leaves. Yeah, there's a winner. Uh,
I'm not kidding.
it's just a wheat crust pie pan
Here,
with a bunch of stevia leaves just piled on top. You cook it down. There you go. It's your sugar
milk
pie,
steak.
Daniel.
1.5 cups of brown sugar in the sugar pie.
Yep. But we're gonna
Large.
put and what I can't think of a good substitute for brown sugar.
No.
Like a white sugar, you could get away with. Like monk fruit would probably be okay, but brown sugar. Thinking, I can't think of anything that's gonna pull that flavor off or even close.
And it's a very simple recipe. It's just 2 tablespoons of butter, 6 tablespoons of flour, half a cup of whole milk, 1.5 cups of brown sugar, 2 large eggs, half teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 9-inch pie crust.
Yep. It's not hard to make. It's
No,
just not good for you.
no, no, no. And according to this, it originated in France, went to Quebec, from there went to the United States and the Midwest, West, and South.
And happy birthday, Lando! In like less than 2 hours, he's gonna be a year older. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday. It's your motherfucking birthday.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Blackstrap molasses and monk fruit. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe Kerplop will come up with a recipe and can share it with us. Like, actually make one, Kerplop, and see if you can come up with it. I bet. It'd be interesting if you could actually eat a sugar pie that's not gonna like literally potentially kill you. In some cases, in my case,
Ooh.
Go-
What about?
kill.
Ooh.
One bite of sugar pie, my head's spinning. So that tells you anything.
Gonna do that.
My eyes would definitely be messed up the next day after
Oh
eating.
yeah, oh yeah.
See, we got mixers after foods now. And keto is actually, for a lot of people, some type of keto like diet is actually really healthy. Ironically, a lot of times the nutritionists around here at the hospitals and stuff, they don't really push keto as much as they push like pretty much vegetarian. It's like, but how is this good for me? There's a lot of carbs in this. I don't understand. How do I keep my carbs low when I'm not on insulin? With this diet you're trying to push, I would have to eat portion sizes that big that I'm just going to be starving all the time. And then I'm going to wind up having, just like with vape versus quitting smoking cold turkey, you're going to have cravings and you're going to wind up going back to bad habits.
Yep.
I'd rather get my sweet stuff out of here and eat a pretty heavy keto diet.
Yeah,
For me,
you
it
lose
works.
some weight. You lose some weight when you switch to vaping, and everyone's like, "Oh, because you quit smoking," and it's partially that, but it's also because you stop eating as much sweets because you don't have
Yeah,
the urge.
If I'm craving Girl Scout cookies when they're out, I vape either the Shamrock Cookie by Sad Boy or Tom Lyford's version of his like rendition of it, or kind of almost clone but not quite clone. It's really spot on Girl Scout cookie Thin Mint. That's one of my favorites. So instead of actually having the craving, I just vape the crap out of it until the craving's gone. You see them at the grocery stores and the parking lots everywhere, and you're just like craving it, and it's like, well, I know what I'm going to be vaping for the next 2 weeks to make sure I don't crave that when I go by there. It works for me. Yeah, vegetarian. I mean, I did vegetarian for a while, and for me, it was also lack of knowledge. You do have to balance things. I didn't balance things well, and I wound up with kidney stones, really bad kidney stones from it.
That's
And
funny.
well, my body was also not used to it. You gotta remember, if you are going to transition, a lot of people go, "Oh, I gotta go vegetarian." They go instantly. Well, your body's not used to being vegetarian, so you might want to transition into it, and you probably have better results.
I could
Just like
never
the cold
do
turkey.
Well, I mean, if you drink a lot of water, you should not get kidney stones.
I was drinking mineral water, thinking, this is good
Oh,
for
that's
you.
not good.
No, lots and lots of mineral water, and thought that was a good idea, and I found out later it wasn't.
No, tap
'Cause
water is the best, actually.
Kidney stones are extremely painful, just so you know.
Yeah, yeah. It happened to me once.
Yeah, she did. She destroyed a box. Yeah, her bowling. She loves her bowling set. Yeah, Wendy and DeMillan and them were on the other day, and they're talking about it. But Addie was talking about. I sent him a video of her bowling during Nick's vlog last week, and of course, Bunny hears the bowling thing, goes over and noses at her box for bowling pins and stuff. I get them out, put them on the floor, and yes, Addie, if you're still here, they do have LED lights in them, and she has to have them on or she won't touch them. So I put up her bowling set, and here's Addie talking in the background, and they're kind of egging her on and everything. And here, Bunny hears them and goes over and just knocks them all over. It's like, yep, yeah.
Blackstrap molasses.
The Bunny is quite the character. 7th birthday just happened. She's getting the same birthday week as Lando. Yeah. We'll start mixing these up. But anyhow, I'm going to start closing this up. We'll close it up for the night. And I'm going to finish up the best episode of Breaking Bad that was ever there. Now, What's My Name episode is coming up. Or Say My Name, rather. Yep.
Yeah, What's My Name is
Yeah.
The Wire.
The Wire, yeah.
My
Say
name is my name.
Yep, Say My Name is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's the episode we're on right now. We saved it until tonight because
You've
just
never
looking
watched
forward to
Breaking
it.
Bad? Like the whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is we haven't watched it in years, and it's been long enough that
Oh, so you know.
literally-
Okay.
I can't remember all the parts, so it's kind of still like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I like that when you waited
Yeah,
long enough so you can do that.
The Wire and Breaking Bad are probably the best run-through series you can ever watch. The Wire is my favorite, but Breaking Bad's number 2. You'll love rewatching it again.
Yep. It's weird that it's a drug movie that you kind of like you root for the bad guys, but still, yeah. But yeah, you guys have a great night. Thank you, Addie. Yeah, Addie. Bunny does love her toy. There will be a spoiler alert. Once I get enough clips together, there'll be like a 5-minute clip for Nick for he's trying to get some intros things. I'm gonna try and get a bunch of Bunny bowling for it, little clips of it, and just put them all together. Because the problem with a steady stream of it is sometimes she doesn't give me a chance to put the pins back up before she knocks them over. So it's like pick up, pick up, pick up. And it's not very fun to watch because all you see is my hands in the way. So, yeah, it does. I actually, if I could afford a full carnivore diet, it actually does. I do feel better. The closer I get to it, the better I feel. And then here's the other thing that we talk about, like, stay away from red meats. When I eat red meats, I feel better, and my cholesterol's never been high. That's not my heart issue. My heart issue is sugars. Where do you get sugars? Vegetables. If you don't have actually sugar in your diet. It's like, yeah. So for me, I feel better, and my cholesterol numbers still haven't raised even as I sway toward the carnivore diet. Yeah, please, Kerplach, put in the recipe for it. I really would enjoy mixing it.
You're doing the carnivore diet?
Sort of. I can't do 100% because it's just too damn expensive.
Well, yeah, honestly, don't do. But, like, I pretty much 95% is beef for me. I rarely eat others.
With beef, I eat less often because if I eat chicken and stuff, I feel hungry quicker. But if I eat beef, I'm hungry less often and I feel better.
Yeah, you're less likely to get sick, in my opinion. I like it.
But to each their own. Whatever diet works for you or what you need, do what you need is best for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, please put in your Kinder recipes. You have one more day to get them in before the cutoff, before they won't go. It doesn't mean they won't ever get mixed. It just means they won't be a part of the challenge. But yeah, and happy birthday, Lando. You have a great night. I will see you soon. And I will see some of you. I'm sure I'll see tomorrow on Benny's show, Benny Vape's show, and on Golf Tea Vapes tomorrow night. And then this Thursday, I'm going to be on Midweek Critique with Wayne. So it's going to be that's an added one for this week. I've got 4 recipes mixed up, including Dave's. So, Dave, you excited?
Absolutely. To go from
Gonna be an
10 to
interesting-
0, watch.
I have a one slight problem with this week is I'm out of my Yorkshire pudding with jam because I liked it and I vaped through it and I couldn't stop myself. It was actually quite tasty.
Make it again.
I would, but it won't have time to steep, so that's what the whole thing was. Is he wanted to let it steep for a little bit. But yeah, happy birthday, Lando. You guys have a great night and enjoy your weekend or whatever you have going on for the holiday, even if it's just sitting at home and relaxing. And if you have to work, stay safe. So you have a good night. I'm going to get this over and switch it over. And actually, before they
Night
get
all.
off here, we'll decide a song to go out on. I think we have a holiday coming up. Maybe any requests. And by the way, thank you, Adam, for the music, because it's so much better to have. I personally love listening to the real music. It makes it so it's more rewatchable than having that generic music in the background. You know what? Swaggy dropped 3 Raws tonight, right? So we're going to go out on No Rain by Blind Melon cover. That was Swaggy's pick for the thing he got a win with and got the song made for him. So that's what we're going to go out on today. You have a great night, guys. Love you all. Love you, fam. And have a great weekend. Bye.
Night.